Hello and welcome to 9 to 5 Data. This is where we talk about data analytics. Before we start digging into Power BI, we need to understand two popular frameworks called ETL and ELT. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. ELT is just the reverse of it, which is extract, load, and transform. So we need to know how this translates into working with Power BI. So E stands for extract. For every business intelligence project or Power BI data analysis project, we always start with data. Data lives in different environments known as databases, API, CSV, and so on. Power BI allows us to connect with disparate sources of data, which we are going to discuss very soon. And the next one is T, which stands for transform. Once we extract or connect to data source, data most of the time is very dirty and they are in their raw form and they need to be cleaned, which means they need to be transformed, which might be converting from one data type to another or removing leading and trailing spaces or changing data format. Power BI gives us the power to do this with a specific tool called Power Query. If you're familiar with Excel, there's possibility you would have used this tool. L stands for load. And after cleaning and transforming, we load the data into Power BI. This is where we start our analysis and use different visualizations like the bar chart, line chart, pie chart, and many more to tell the result of our analysis. The T and the L are interchangeable when making development in Power BI, as we may need to further transform columns after we have loaded the table. This kind of transformation happens when we need to calculate business measures or key performance indicators. Power BI allows us to do this by writing Power BI DAX query, which stands for Data Expression Analysis, which is a functional language. So if you have used Excel function before, so this will be easier for you to work with. So the DAX query can return a single value or a single result known as measures, or a column known as calculated column, or a table known as calculated table. We will get to see all this in our upcoming video. So here is an architecture of what we'll be doing with Power BI looks like. So the extract is by going to the data source, as we have explained before, and then when the data gets to Power Query, that is where we do the transformation. And once we are done with transformation, we load it into our Power BI, and then we start building our visualization. And once we are done with that, then we load our visualization, our dashboard into the Power BI service. So the other aspect is that we can delay the transformation by extracting the data and then loading directly to Power BI and do some transformation using DAX. And once we are done with that, we produce our visualization and load it into the Power BI service or publish into the Power BI service where people can consume our dashboard. So that is the two type of frameworks we will be using when it comes to Power BI. So it's either ETL or ELT. So whichever one is convenient for you to use. And now we have come to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe to the channel so that you get a notification when I drop a new video. See you in the next video.